Hello vinyl enthusiasts and Swifties, welcome back to the channel. In our last video we unboxed and showcased all 4 variants of Taylor Swift's latest album, The Tortured Poets Department, which was available directly from taylorswift.com, and today we're diving into something special. The Phantom Clear Target exclusive variant. Now in a moment I'm going to open this up for the very first time with you, and then we're going to take a pause, I'm going to take a listen, and then we're going to discuss all 5 variants and rank them. And for those that stay to the end, I'll also share with you some essential tips on how to keep your records clean and well protected. So let's dive right into it. This is the Phantom Clear Target Edition. You have your nice little hype sticker there. The cover looks pretty much identical to the Ghost White Manuscript variant, and what I'm going to do now is pause this video so we can go ahead and get this open, and I'm going to come back to you and we're going to open it up together and go through all the artwork. So hang in there, just give me one moment. Okay folks, I just broke the seal on the Phantom Clear Edition, and I'm going to open it up for the first time with you. So here we go. All right. So let me come around here and we can navigate this together like before. We have the Stevie Nicks notes and we have the 24-page booklet. My first impressions is that the cardstock feels a little bit on a lighter grade than the other Taylor Swift variants. It's still nice quality. I just don't recall it being this thin. This is almost like thick paper, where the other one kind of almost felt like a thin cardstock. Picture wise, they seem to be about the same as the clear. I think the hype sticker said it had unique artwork, but nothing is standing out to me specifically as unique. So I think if you have the Ghost White version, the Phantom Clear looks to me as the same artwork. But still gorgeous design, booklet, all the lyrics, great photos. So you're getting that nice package and design, which is really great for a more general release. Making the more general available Target version, you know, at the same level of quality, and you know, the packaging wise is makes it feels like it's something special. Even though it's the Target exclusive, it makes it feel like it's something really special. So as far as the records themselves, let's go ahead and pull them out. And you have sort of side A and B. So first you have this, and then the other side, and the sound of newly vinyl coming out. Here's really clear. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous clear. It's the one label. The other label. Gorgeous clear. Standard press vinyl, not thin. Feels really good. The artwork on the inner also looks identical to the Ghost White variant, so I think from an artwork standpoint it's pretty safe to say there was no unique artwork. If you have the Ghost White and you wanted to collect the Target exclusive specifically to get more pictures or more of the notes that Taylor has on the album itself, I think you're not gonna. I think you're gonna be a little bit disappointed, right? You're really buying this to get the variant on the record, to have this crystal clear. Look at this, crystal clear record. So lots of static pulling these out, by the way, so they're gonna pop and click unless you clean them, and I know I got a lot of questions on that before, so I'm gonna spend a few minutes near the end of this video to share with you some cleaning tips, so then you have everything in one nice video. But that is the ins and outs of the Phantom Clear Edition from Target, the Target exclusive. And if you like that walkthrough and you haven't seen the first video, check the description below. I'll leave it in there, but we go ahead and open the other 4 variants just from taylorswift.com. So what I'm going to do now is pause this video, This is the only one I haven't listened to because I just opened it up with you. And I'm going to come back to you with you, and we're going to talk about the albums as a whole, my favorite songs, and I'm going to get into what is my favorite variant from this release. So hang in there. I'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back. I just finished listening to the Target exclusive Phantom Clear. And I got some opinions on it. I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share it with you when we go ahead and rank which one of these are my favorite albums. So I actually have all 5 variants here. And I think what we can do real quick is just briefly walk through the 5 variants, besides the Phantom Clear, because we just kind of did that, just as a little bit of a recap here, right? So we have the Ghost White edition here, really clean, sort of minimalist kind of design happening here, sort of reflects that subtle complexities of the albums and the themes, really kind of gorgeous design overall. And that's on the white, like pure white vinyl. Pressed on a parchment gray, I think as they call it, beige, sorry, Parchment Beige. This is the Bolter edition. And this really has more to me a warm sort of vintage feel. I think that it reminisces to me like with this whole sepia look to it, just more like a classic vinyl record. I don't know, it just feels a little bit older, if you will, for some reason, aesthetically, with the browns and the dark grays. So we have the Parchment, the Bolter edition. And then pressed on smoked gray, we have the 3rd variant known as the Albatross. And this variant kind of has this mysterious and yet elegant look to it. It's kind of really cool. And I really did like the smoked gray vinyl. I think out of all of them, I probably like that color the most. And then we have pressed in ink black, and I said this in the comments below, but in my first video I said that this was pressed on black vinyl. It looked like black vinyl to me, but when you pull it into the light, it's actually really like a dark brown color. And I think this just has the quintessential classic look to it. Really, really cool. Fits the themes of the record really, really well. I kind of like this whole ink black look, if you will. So there were the other variants, and of course the Phantom. So they're the ones we're going to be talking about today. All the ones that got shipped to the US from TaylorSwift.com were the Mexican press. I got all the Mexican presses. So if you're looking about the Europe and stuff, we're not going to get into that because I don't have those pressings. I can't give you my feedback on them because I don't own into them. But anyway, they're the ones we're going to review. But before we do, let's just talk Swift talk here. Like, let's just get into some of the songs. I'm going to share with you which ones I like the most. And I think I want to take a pause and just try to talk about some standout tracks from the album as a whole. And then we'll get into, what bonus track I like the most, right? And I'll just start out with this. I think that Taylor Swift has always been known for her storytelling. And I think that this new album is no exception. It's filled with raw emotions and reflective lyrics that definitely would resonate deeply with the majority of her audiences. Maybe a little bit older, married, maybe not, but I remember being young, and every time I put on a Taylor Swift album, it takes me back to when I was younger. So I get it, and it resonates, and she's a great singer-songwriter. If I'm thinking about top songs, this might be predictable. And some people be like, oh my God, you're only saying that because it's been, the most streamed song ever. But I would say Fortnight featuring Post Malone. I think that track just kicks off the whole album with this electric synergy between Swift and Malone. I just love it. It's a song that just encapsulates the feeling of, tumultuous kind of relationships against the backdrop of these like catchy pop infused beats. I think the collaboration brings out some gritty yet kind of melodic side of Swift, and I think it really showcases her versatility as an artist. If I would think of a second song, I'm going to go with Florida. I tried to say that with all the exclamation points at the end. Hopefully I succeeded. But, Florida features Florence and the Machine, and I think this is truly, truly an explosive track where Swift and Welch, they just deliver this like powerhouse vocal performance. The lyrics just paint a vivid picture of escapism and emotional upheaval. I think it's a bold anthem on the album, and the dynamic of their voices just adds this layer of intensity that's just hard to ignore. If I was gonna pick a third track here, ooh, how about I Can Do It with a Broken Heart? I would think that would probably be a track D1. I Could Do It with a Broken Heart. I think this stands out, really for its kind of touching honesty. I think Swift's ability to perform through, her personal strife and the present, facade of normalcy, and it's just kind of both heartbreaking and incredibly relatable, especially to her fans. I think the production just really supports the narrative with this balance of subdued verses and compelling choruses. It captures kind of this essence of just pushing forward despite the pain. And I think that's really, really a cool message, because we all go through things in life, right? We all have pain, but to be able to push forward, I think, is the key there. My fourth song, I'm only going to do my top five. The fourth song on here, I would actually say, is the very next song, track D2, The Smallest Man Who've Ever Lived. And I think this is perhaps the most emotionally charged track on the album. I think it's a song that combines Swift's sharp lyrical prowess with this haunting melody. I think it's a cathartic expression of personal betrayal and the strength found in facing one's detractors. The build up to the chorus is particularly striking for me. I think it was really filled with raw emotional energy that just makes it stand out on the album itself. I really, really, really like that. Now, if I only had one more song, and remember, I'm not picking bonus songs yet. We're going to talk about bonus songs in a moment. But if I had to pick one more song, it's going to be hard, and I'm going to upset some folks because you're going to say, I didn't pick your favorite song, but all of them are great songs. I'm going to say, But Daddy, I Loved Him. I think that's going to be my five, track B2. And I think here Swift really explores themes of forbidden love with this familiar conflict and storytelling finesse that just tugs at your heartstrings. The acoustic arrangement here just really allows those lyrics to take center stage, painting this complex picture of love in kind of the most defined form. Now, when we're talking about bonus tracks, if I had to just pick one standout bonus track from the Tortured Poets department, it's it's a tough choice. I think each bonus track adds a unique flavor to the album, enriching the narrative and the landscape that Taylor Swift so masterfully paints. What is my favorite bonus track? If my favorite bonus track doesn't dictate my favorite album, if we can separate the tracks from the album, let's do that. Let's separate the tracks from the album. I'm going to give you my bonus tracks and I'm going to give you my albums. And I would say the first bonus track, my number one, is the Manuscript. I think this track might be my top pick. And if I had to choose just the one, that's what it's going to be. And I think it's deeply, introspective song. I think that it captures this sort of bittersweet essence of reminiscing over a past relationship. The song's subtle arrangement allows Swift's voice kind of just, all of her voice and the lyrics just kind of just shine throughout. I think it really offers a glimpse into some of the personal moments that, didn't really lead to an expected outcome. I think it's a beautifully rendered piece that resonates long after the last note. And I have a feeling Swift's a smart girl. I have a feeling the Manuscript, there's a reason why that bonus track is the more widely available record album and the most widely available bonus track. Is it the most played one? Probably not. I believe a lot of folks really enjoy Black Dog, but for me, I think that is the one that just ties in the album, fits perfectly along with all the other songs. Number two, I would say probably is coming in close, though, is the Albatross. And I think it features some of the best lyrics on the album. And it has a memorable bridge that showcased, her ability to kind of draw in listeners with her emotional world. The folk influence arrangement kind of complements the nature of the lyrics. I think it really is a strong contender, really close second place, right? Like it's knocking on first place's door. The third for me would be The Bolter. I think that this stands out for its narrative strength. I think it really captures a tale of caution and foresight. It's kind of got that indie rock vibe. It really, aligns well with Swift's storytelling. I think it provides, a sonic experience that's both engaging and thought provoking. So I really like that song as well. It's solid number 3 for me. And probably my least favorite, but it's not a song that I don't like, don't take it that way, is The Black Dog. And I think that song, delves into the darker corners of self-doubt. And I think to me, it was sort of set against a backdrop of like this, these folk melodies. And I think that really, that arrangement really just kind of enhanced the emotional depth of the lyrics. And, Taylor Swift's uses of the black dog to metaphorically, kind of discuss the looming shadows that follow us during the lowest moments, those times when our thoughts turn against us. Much like a persistent, shadowy companion, I think it's just brilliant. I really do like the lyrical writings, but choosing just one of these is not an easy task. The manuscript for me just has that timeless quality that makes it slightly more essential in the context of the whole album. I just feel like it fits into the tracks and the overall tone of the album a little bit more solid than some of the other bonus tracks. It's not that I don't like them, it's just that the manuscript is for me. Whew. That was tough, I will say. I'm sure somebody's going to be like, that's BS. It's fine. We all have our own opinions. In fact, I encourage you to leave a comment below what your favorite track is and what your favorite bonus track is. I would really like to know, right? Like, let's have a discussion about it. Share with me why. I share with you why. Share with me why. I love, love, love to hear it. Okay, let's get into it. Let's talk about the ranking. I shared the favorite tracks with you. Let's rank the albums, and we're going to think about pressing quality. We're going to think about the packaging overall, how it sounds, and the overall just like satisfaction of the album. How does it feel? Does it feel like this is what Swift intended everything to feel like? And I would say, for me, the number one variant, my favorite variant overall, complete package out the door, cover, logo, everything, design, pressing, the Black Dog. For me, this is unique. It's got great packaging. It's an excellent pressing. It sounds awesome. The variant really just, to me, hit the mark with the aesthetics and the sound quality. Overall, to me, this one is the album to have. If you can only choose one variant, is this one. Listen to Manuscript. The song, even though I like that song better, you can stream it all day long. But if you're going to own one of those, I think the Black Dog is the one to get. Second one, the Albatross. I really appreciate that mysterious and kind of elegant look that this album kind of brings. I like the smoke gray vinyl. I said that before. I think it has this solid visual appeal. The sound quality is probably just as good as the Black Dog, and I think this is a fun variant to not only listen to but also display. I really just like this album overall. The black and white kind of look of the Black Dog just kind of nudged it a little bit further for me. Regarding the third one, I'm going to go with the Bolter. I think this variant has a warm, that vintage look and feel to it. It has that kind of classic appeal, if you will. It just makes me feel like I'm back in time almost. And for me at my age, listening to some of the lyrics and trials and tribulations that Swift has, kind of going back in time really helps enhance the overall experience of listening to it. Plus the quality on this album, the sound quality and everything was also really, 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 really good. The third for me, or the fourth I should say, would be the Ghost White Manuscript. This would be my fourth. I like the clean kind of minimalist design. I think that the white look is really nice. I think it offers a solid listening experience. It has great quality vinyl. I like the pure white vinyl. But I felt like with this version, I don't know, when I listened to these lyrics, it was a lot of struggle. It was a lot of emotional pull. And to me, this is just too bright. It's too happy. If you change this picture or even just change this title, like I'm waiting for my love and she's laying on the bed here. Like, to me, it could be a happy album. And, it just, when I'm thinking about everything combined together, even though this has my favorite bonus track on it, I gotta say this is number 4. That might catch you as a surprise because I really like the Manuscript better than the other ones. But again, think about complete package. That's how I rank them. And then my least favorite, which is a little bit of a bummer because I went out of my way to get this one just because everybody was asking for it, is the Phantom Clear. And I think while the vinyl itself is visually striking, in terms of pressing and sound quality, it's just not at the same level as the others. It could be that I have a really sensitive system, but for me, I just enjoyed the audible depth of the other pressings. I think, being honest with y'all, clear vinyl is one of the hardest vinyls to make sound really, really good. So I don't really fault it or Target or whatever. It's just that, I don't know. To me, it just didn't match the same audible quality of the other vinyls. Vinyls, other records, sorry. Vinyls is not a word, folks. Records is. So, now that you know my favorite songs, now that I shared with you the ranking of my favorite variants, now you can throw stones and beat me up and share your opinion in the comments. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I love for you to take a moment to share with me what's your favorite tracks, what's your favorite variant, what one did you end up with, and tell me why. Love to know the story behind it. Love to know why you like it. Is it because you like the dark and moody layers of the Black Dog? Or do you like the more, clean and minimalist feel of the Manuscript version, that white, clean, kind of pristine look? You tell me, drop it in the comments below. But before we go, I'm going to take a moment to address one of the most things that came up on video 1. A lot of folks were asking about how do you clean and protect your records. And I am going to do a separate video on this very subject. So I'm going to keep this portion short as I possibly can. I'm going to just get into the basics with you. And I'm going to share with you some tools that I think every record collector should have to protect the life of their records, to protect the quality, the sound quality of the record itself, to protect the cover of your records. I'm going to share all of that with you so that in 10 years, your album looks exactly like this. In 20 years, your album looks like this, right? So long as you don't accidentally damage it or scrape it up. And the first thing I would say with you is that you need to make sure that your record itself is clean. If you put on these records and they have a lot of noise and they're popping and clicking, and it just doesn't sound good. Yes, it can be settings on your turntable. That's a different video. But a lot of times when you pull these out, the records themselves, they have a lot of dirt and debris because they're stuck in either these plain white paper sleeves or they're in these cardboard sleeves, and they just track a lot of dirt and dust from the manufacturing process. And then what happens is that over time, even when you're playing those records now on your turntable, your stylus, that little needle that goes down into the grooves and reads the music, that starts getting dirty. Right? And now that gunk is on your stylus. So now every record you play has all this dirt and debris on it, and now you're transferring that to your next record, and your sound quality keeps getting poorer and poorer, and you're wondering why your records don't sound like they used to. So the very first thing is make sure your stylus is clean, and you can do that by getting yourself a stylish brush. Now, there's tons of stylish brushes. I have like 6 or 7. I'll put my favorite one down, but there's a reason I'm showing you this one, is because this one, I don't know if this come out in the camera, but you can see there's maybe a little white mark right there in the center, and that's actually, that white is that gunk that was stuck on the stylus, that when you clean the stylus, that was on there, and that was affecting the sound quality of every record until I cleaned it. So having a clean stylus is key. And how you clean your stylus is you want to go from the back of it to the front. So to the tone arm to the front of the cartridge, and you're just going to go like this. Don't go side to side, don't go the other way, you'll break the stylus. You go from the back to the front, do it 2 or 3 times, get yourself a clean stylus. That's going to be good. But how do you get the records cleaned themselves? The first thing I recommend, $12 brush. I've had this one for a long time. I got it on Amazon. Everything I'll share with you on Amazon. I'll put the links below. It's a little brush. So when a record comes on and it's got some dirt, debris, dust on it, you just let it kind of wipe it off, if you will. I kind of cheat. I do what some really audiophile folks would say not to do, but when it's spinning on the turntable, I just kind of go across the record like this to the outer side. I do it once or twice depending on how dusty it is, and that's it. And then I drop the needle and I play. So something like this can get some of that loose dust, loose dirt, some hair, whatever's on your records off. If they're a little bit more dirty, what you're going to want to get yourself is one of these clean brushes and a little bit of liquid. In the instructions, they'll tell you to go ahead and spray this on your record. Many kits will come with, this record protector, label protector like this. I don't use any of that, folks. I rather spray, 4 to 6 times on here. Let it run on the record, give it a good clean. It gets all the dirt and junk off of it. Let it air dry for like 60 seconds, no more than a minute, and you're able to play it. And the kit that I recommend is by Groove Washer. It comes with that same brush I just showed you. It comes with a cleaning solution that's going to last you probably 1,000 plus cleanings. It comes with that protector in case you really do want to do this more involved cleaning. This is a little bit more expensive. A box like this is like $50, but it'll last you a really, really, really long time. 1,000 cleanings is a lot of cleanings, so just keep that in mind. The next thing I would recommend, and I'm sorry I'm going through this quickly, but remember, we're going to have another video that's going to dive into this later, is invest in outer sleeves and inner sleeves. Your outer sleeves is going to protect the record from when you slide it in and out with other records, that it doesn't scratch or mar or discolor this beautiful artwork in pictures, right? Especially if you have records that have glossy covers and stuff. You start sliding them in and out of your shelf or whatever, or you're handling them and touching them all the time. That oil and grease is going to transfer, slide them in and out. It's going to scratch them up. You get one of these little covers for your record, and now you're good to go. It protects it. This is easy to replace if it gets really bad. A lot of times you don't even have to worry about replacing them. And all I do is I also transfer the hype sticker to them. Right? So now I can keep the hype sticker. I don't have to worry about damaging the cover by putting the hype sticker directly on there. And then everything looks really nice. And this cover will last like this until somebody accidentally damages it. The last tip I'll give you is to get yourself some good inner sleeves. Inner sleeves protect the record. So these hard cardboard or those paper ones will scratch your record up as you slide the record in and out. It's not good. That will affect the sound quality. So instead you get these poly-lined sleeves. And I use the ones from Square Deal. I'll give you the link. But now your record goes in here, and this poly-lined is not going to scratch the record. I can slide this in and out all day. And as long as there's actually no physical hard dirt on this, the sleeve itself will never damage it. And the reason I like the Square Deal is because when you have a nice printed inner sleeve, they go right inside like this. Right? They fit perfectly. So then when you put this into your record, you can keep your inner sleeves, you can keep everything bundled together. Some of the other inner sleeves are a little bit too thick to do that, and you risk kind of bunching things up or damaging some of the artwork inside. So I use those to help protect the inside of the record. So I think that was the questions that a lot of folks asked me. I wanted to put at the tail end of this video just so you had it all in one spot, all your Taylor Swift stuff in one spot, and how to protect your beautiful records. I just want to say I thank you all so far for sticking in there, and if you got here this far and you watched all the bonus material, just like you have bonus tracks, I really appreciate it. Until next time, keep spinning those records and enjoy your next cup of coffee. I'll see you on the next episode.